And welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, I'm Vanessa-May, and today we'll be talking about the importance of self-care. I thought this is going to be a really important video just because I feel like I haven't been taking care of myself as much as I should be. So I thought, let me do a bit of research on self-care and actually find out what it actually is about, because you see it everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. Love yourself. Self-care is the best, and everyone's always promoting you to love yourself and take care of yourself and think about you first. But then in theory, no one actually does this. So I went on to, Google, typed in what does self-care mean, and what I found was that self-care is a deliberate act or action or whatever to make you feel good, more or less. Whether it's mental, physical, emotional, it doesn't matter what it is, but that's what self-care is. If you take good care of yourself, it improves your mood and it reduces anxiety. So what I'm going to talk about in this video is obviously self-care, as I've mentioned, probably like upteen times at this point. But we're going to talk about the consequences, one, and the second thing, we're going to talk about the different kinds of self-care, because you'd be surprised there's actually more than three. There are so many types of self-care, and I had no idea. I was completely oblivious. Okay, cool. So let's talk about the consequences. Well, as previously mentioned in the last video, sleep is important. And if you're not taking care of yourself, you'll have problems falling asleep and staying asleep. And as I said before, if you don't have enough sleep or if you don't sleep well, you are more sensitive to negative stimuli. So, if you're if you are sensitive to negative stimuli, you're going to be absorbing more negative energy, which means you'll be emitting more negative energy towards the people around you. And another point, which links very much to this, is the strain on your relationships, whether it be your friends or your family. Because you're not taking care of yourself, as I said before, you're not sleeping very much, you're being more negative than usual. Of course it's going to have a strain on your friendships. You're not in the mood. You don't want to be around anybody. You're grumpy. You're not, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I'd rather be elsewhere kind of thing. You have a loss in patience. Like, you just cannot tolerate anything. I mean, think about it this way. Sometimes when you've had a really, really, really busy week, even the thought of someone calling you or texting you just annoys you, in the sense that it's like, I can't be bothered. I can't deal with this right now. So it causes that. It causes you to lack motivation, which would then not help you work very well at work. So your performance levels at work will just decrease. You're supposed to be performing here, but because you're not taking care of yourself, you're performing here. You have difficulties with your concentration, so a mere conversation can feel like it's taken years and years and years, and you just can't concentrate on anything really. And the last point that I found out was that it has increased aches, which is obvious. I mean, if you don't sleep very well, you're gonna have a headache. If you don't eat very well, you may have a stomach ache. If you don't exercise very well, your body's gonna feel stiff. Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah. So that's the consequences. This is the reason why you should take care of yourself. Just a little bit of a brief pause. I thought to myself, what could I wear that represents self-care? And I thought to myself, let me not wear a wig. Let me just wear a headscarf. Throw on anything, because this is a form of taking care of myself. I'm comfortable in my own space. And I thought, you know what? You guys also have to see me in a headscarf, because you can't always expect me to wear that purple hair. It's beautiful. I absolutely adore it. But, there's other things. Anyways, next part. The different kinds of self-care. So people always assume that self-care is literally just pampering yourself, like uncontrollably pampering yourself, which, yeah, that can class as self-care, but there's different kinds. So physical. This is when maybe you take yourself out to the spa. That's physical self-care. You do a face mask. if you go to the doctor or the dentist, eating well, going to the gym, keeping active. Those are all to do with your physical self-care. That's what helps you just physically be good and be all right. Sorry for that sound. Emotional self-care. This is all about your mental. How are you feeling mentally? Is everything okay? Are you able to talk about how you're feeling? Maybe you're having a terrible day. Can you tell that to someone else? You know, is that easy for you to speak about? The one that I really didn't know that existed was financial self-care, in the sense that, like, I didn't really think about it. I thought, okay, yeah, obviously, like, don't spend too much money, but it comes out under security and safety, in the sense that, are you looking after your bank account? Are you spending so much money on things you don't need? I mean, I can definitely at myself there. I have all these vans, but do I really need all of them? Yes, but no. So, like, are you taking care of that aspect of your life? Because when you're in debt, or you don't have money, or you're feeling really broke, it really has a knock-on effect on everything you do. I don't have any money. And you need money to do literally everything. You need money to go outside. You need money to wear a hoodie. You need money to have a head wrap. You need money to have lip gloss, to get your ears pierced. You need money for everything. So if you're not taking care of yourself financially, it's just a no-go, really. You can't really do much. Another one, spiritual self-care. People never ever talk about their spiritual self-care. Just for people who aren't believers of God or believers of a higher power. So maybe someone who's an atheist who doesn't believe in God. But maybe you can observe nature. Be one with nature. Be one with the trees and be one with your surroundings. Like, take care of yourself in terms of go outside and just chill. But for those who do believe in God and they believe in a higher power, connect with God. Are you fasting? Are you praying? Are you reading your Bible? What are you doing? Are you taking care of your spiritual life? I feel like that's really important, and people don't really realize how important it is, because it's like a foundation for most people. I mean, for me, I definitely say that, you know, being in love with God, loving God, and going to church and serving him is a foundation of my life. So I feel like if I don't do all of those kind of things right, it just doesn't work. Another kind of self-care is intellectual self-care. Are you critically thinking? Are you pushing yourself? Are you challenging yourself? Are you thinking about everything else? Like, how is that working for you? Maybe you're a graphic designer and you're using Premiere Pro. Why don't you use Photoshop? Why don't you use something else? I'm not saying that you do use Premiere Pro, but you know what I mean? Like, expand, do things that are a little bit harder. Maybe you're a researcher and you always do quantitative analysis. Why don't you try something else? Do qualitative analysis. No, it doesn't work like that. But, you know, try something new, expand. Or maybe you're a uni student and you're just like, oh, this is really boring and I'm not having the best time. Why don't you change that into something else? Why don't you do something else on the side to make you feel like, I'm living and I'm doing what I really want to do? The last self-care, which is one of the most important self-cares for me, is social self-care. I mean, this also is to do with relational self-care, so I'll talk about both of those. Well, with social self-care, this is all about knowing when you want to go out and when you don't want to go out. I am definitely guilty of this. I don't want to go out most of the time. Sometimes I just want to chill with my friends inside my house and just have a peaceful happening. Or sometimes I don't even want to be around anybody. And it's about telling yourself that actually I don't need to go out. I'm perfectly fine where I am. I'm perfectly good. I'm enjoying my life from my home. Because there's no point of forcing yourself to go out to the club, going to the club and then being upset. What's the point? You wasted a whole outfit. You wasted beat in your face. You wasted all of that just to go out and not enjoy yourself. And then when it comes to relational, it's like you can't strengthen your relationships if you're not feeling good. You can't be happy and fake it if you're not feeling good within. I mean, for me per se, if I'm not in a good mood, I'm not in a good mood. There's no one who's gonna push me to be happy. If I don't want to do something, I don't want to do something, even though I keep pushing myself to go out, even though I don't really want to. But yeah, that's it from my video, really. I've told you the consequences, I've told you what self-care is, and I've told you different kinds of self-care. I hope you have an amazing day or night at this point. Don't know when you're gonna watch it. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. It was nice to speak to you nerds again. Have an amazing day, and I'm gonna keep posting. Trying to be consistent. But yeah, have a great day. Bye, guys.